You're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Dr. Fox. For over 2 decades, Columbia's Middle Eastern, South Asian, and African Studies Department has been extremely hostile to Israel and Jewish students. Professor Joseph Massad, who vocally praised Hamas, Professor Hamid Dabashi, who has made numerous anti-Semitic remarks, including that Israelis have a vulgarity of character and that is bone deep and structured to the skeletal I can't even pronounce vertebrae of its culture. And Rashid Khalidi, a professor of your university now and former PLO spokesperson, called Columbia Antisemitism Task Force bigots and fanatics and right-wingers and extremists. This is all on the record. And do you think this kind of conduct is appropriate and acceptable? And what university took, what kind of action that you took after these professors were talking about like this? Yes.
Congresswoman Steele, thank you for that question. Before I answer it, I know Representative Hayes asked me to confirm in writing about ongoing investigations of some of the faculty that you've described. So I just wanted to confirm now that both Professors Massad and Frankie are currently under investigation for discriminatory remarks. So I just wanted to put that on the record for this occasion. On the broader point that you raise, what I would say is that...
Just before you go that, how about the other 2 professors?
I'm going to come to that.
So all 3 of them.
Sorry, which ones are you referring to?
So it's Professor Joseph Massad.
Yes.
And Professor Hamid Dabashi. And you hired Rashid Khalidi, professor of your university, that former PLO spokesperson.
Yeah. We don't have any ongoing complaints around those other 2 professors. But what I would say is, since I have been in this role, which is, I'm just entering my 9th month, we have put in place mechanisms so that if faculty cross the line in terms of any harassing or discriminatory behavior, there will be consequences. We can remove people from leadership roles. We can discipline, we can remove them from the classroom. We can, in some cases, have removed them from Columbia altogether, and we have several cases like that. So we are making sure that going forward, faculty who cross the line and discriminate or harass students on any issue, there will be consequences.
Yeah, you know what, I'm not just making up. This happened, and this is the statement that we just took it out from the newspapers and other media. So you really have to find out. So nothing really happened, these 3 university professors, that what they were talking about, Israelis. And then let's just move then. Columbia alumni have called on university place the department into academic receivership, as it has done for its English and anthropology departments. Will you consider placing the department into receivership?
I guess academic departments at Columbia are, there isn't really a notion of receivership, but what I would say is one of the things that I'm very committed to is we have a broad offering of almost 50 courses on Israeli, Jewish, and Middle Eastern studies at Columbia. But we also have an opportunity, I think, at this moment, because so many students are interested and there's so much demand and need, frankly, for education about these issues, that we are looking at expanding and hiring some new faculty to try and broaden our approach to make sure that we have some new and fresh thinking in the areas of Israeli, Jewish, and Middle East studies.
So what kind of broader thinking? And what kind of expansion you're talking?
We will be hiring additional faculty going forward that will bring new perspectives.
But you're going to do all those background checks and their records, though, because your professors already talk about this kind of statements, and this is not really acceptable.
We will do all the background checks that you would expect for our faculty, because it's a privilege to teach at Columbia.
So it's not just English and anthropology departments, but do you consider the Middle Eastern, South Asian, and African Studies department balanced and well-run departments? Because over 2 decades, they were extremely hostile to Israel.
Thank you, Ms. Steele. We'll get answers to your questions.